Okay, so we've spent the last day or so going through the W60. I've taken the opportunity to pin Eric down. He's introduced you to Eric before. He's the co-owner and chief designer for GranOcean. Tell us about GranOcean. How did all that start, Eric?
Yeah, so I got started in GranOcean when I joined was 2001, and just as a lowly draftsman at that point.
Moved on.
Yeah. So the first project that we dealt with was a trawler, a very nice gentleman's trawler. So we did the concept, and Sparkman Stevens did the whole hull design, production drawings, the whole set. Yeah, so I was working with them, and then working with the yacht to going through the build. It was a very good experience. I mean, it was a very nicely built boat, seaworthy, lots of great details.
I'd like you to send us some pictures of that.
Yeah, very nice interiors, and that's kind of what that pedigree that we try to maintain. And then at a later point, when me and Scott took over the operations of GranOcean. So Scott is the co-owner as well. He's the chief engineer. We were involved in a custom power cat project.
Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of got us the footing into the power cat world. And we actually did a few more power cats after that as well. And then we realized the advantages of a cat, versus trawlers or other boats, and realized it's a great platform.
Right.
So we want to develop our own series, and that's how the W series came about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So who designed the W series for you? How did that come about?
So I was the one that came up with the whole concept of the boat in terms of how it looks, the layout, details. But to fresh it out, I want to hire the best in the industry.
Right.
So instead of going to one designer who's going to give you the exterior, the interior, the hull lines, the structure, I went to the expert in each field.
Right.
Right, and find the right person. And at that time, we were doing a few projects with Howard Apolonio.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we were doing monohull speedboats, which is what he was famous for. He's doing, American sport fishers, things like that. V-shaped, fast-going. We were doing not 40 knots boats. But one day we were mentioning about cats that we were doing with him, and it was over dinner, and he said, actually, cats are the best platform, in terms of hulls. But I said, why don't you do some cats? But he said because the market doesn't accept the cat.
This was some while
yeah,
ago.
this was more than 10 years ago when we had this discussion, and then he told us when he was younger he actually did do some cats on his own.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't know that.
And then so okay, well, why don't we sit together and plan something out, and that's how it got started. And the next step is to find the right structural designer. For us, the structural integrity is the most important part of the boat.
Right.
And being a cat, we understand early on that it has to be kept light. Right. So you cannot just throw layers of fiberglass and strong boat, but it has to be light. And Guru was the best choice. So they were called high modulus.
Right.
Many years ago, and they were the top composite designers, engineers in the world, I would say. So they're involved in the project. They designed, engineered all of the structure components in our boats, and then the next step is for the interiors. So for that, we went with Freepack.
Okay.
They're great.
Super well known.
Yeah, super well known in the superyacht world, and so they designed 4 different material palettes for us.
Right.
So that would give every buyer choices to choose what they would like the best. Yeah. And later on, when we continue to develop, we were looking at ways to improve upon the hull even more. And for that, we start looking into more high-tech ends of that. And we're trying to look at CFDs, and we start working with Stevenson Marine of New Zealand. So he does a lot of the sailboat, carbon, like racing. So he knows. So he's very on the cutting edge, you would say,
right,
in terms of the hull designs. So that helped us tremendously in kind of identifying areas of the boat where it can be improved on, right? Because when you run the CFD, you can see exactly how the wave would react to the hull in different speeds, different sea conditions. It's a great tool, and the Stevenson's been a great help.
You can see the evolution. There's really come on. You guys have really moved the game forward over the last 10 years, haven't you? So sitting in this boat now, this is hull number 4 on the
Hull number 4.
60. This is a Vryback interior.
Yeah.
Which one is this? Remind me.
This is the Scandinavian.
Scandinavian, we've been saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can see the touches. It's really well done. It's an interesting story, isn't it? So, I'd like to know how you met Stephen and Estelle and how they participated in this journey, because there must be some stories there too.
Oh yeah. So at that time, it was more than 10 years ago again, when Scott and I and Stephen and Estelle were involved in other boat projects together.
Okay.
So we did a few things together, but then we kind of went our separate ways, and we keep going doing other separate custom boat projects, and then they all keep going to Guru, doing that from there, and then when we started delivering the boats to the States, that's when we connected with him.
Okay.
And I said, "Come on." Actually, my exact word was, "Come on, Stephen, come to look at my boat. Just tell me what you think." I don't, at that time I didn't think about having him to be part of it.
Oh well.
At all. I was just as a friend.
Right.
Because I would trust his opinion a lot. So he came aboard, loved the boat, and then we worked together, and then that's where we are.
Here we are today. Wow. He speaks very highly of it, and he speaks very highly of you and you and Scott over the years. So it's good to be part of it. So Catamaran Guru are helping you with customers on the water as well, I understand.
Yes, that's the after sales part. That's where we can really use his support, and he's very experienced in that aspect. So yeah, we're very happy to have his help.
I think looking after that customer experience is absolutely key, isn't it? And making sure they enjoy it on the water. Right.
That's my philosophy in building these boats. But we are only the builder, so I can pay attention to the customer experience in the layouts and the details of the boat. But after that, it's in Stephen's hands.
Well, we're happy to help with it. They're nice. They're well-built boats, and they're good to manage. I think that you've got some other news for us about the future of GranOcean. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we are expanding quickly, faster than I imagined. And,
congratulations, well done.
And so we're going to move into a new facility this year, by the end of the year, so which will allow us to ramp up on the production side.
Brilliant.
Right.
Brilliant.
Bring more boats to the water.
So we need to find you some more customers.
Yep.
So brand new facility, purpose built.
Right, purpose built. We will have the right tools, machinery, everything set up their own stations to do the right job. Yeah. Can't wait. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing some of that. That'll be really interesting. And in the meantime, we continue here. There looks like you've got a bunch of boats to build in the shipyard.
Yeah.
So a lot of deliveries to come through this year. We'll go and take a look at those if we may after we finish here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we are late at night in the GranOcean shipyard. Great time to visit the yard. People have gone home from work, and Eric has kindly stayed behind just to give us a walk through this particular W60 and show his build philosophy and methodology.
So this is the next 69 after the 04, which you've seen. This boat with the hull and deck have been jointed And we're now doing the main deck sole and the lower deck sole. So in our structure, the most important part is to have a cohesive connectivity between all components. So for example, you can see here, all the bulkheads, they go right across the boat, transversal. You can see here, right there. That's where this part will go connect to the one opposite, port to starboard. So same for the next one, same for the next one. And there are longitudinal bulkheads, 4 of them. One here, one here. They go all the way forward, all the way below the sole, all the way to the cockpit. So 4 of them going along like this. And if you look at the main deck sole here, they don't just sit here by itself. The next step is to have, so these are all vacuum infused panels, right? So they go like this, or they go start from here, right? They go up, boop, up, and connect to the deck. So everything flows into a single piece. That way, the whole boat acts as one when it's under stress, and you don't get that creaking and stress noise that you get in some other boats.
Okay, whilst we've got the Shipyard to ourselves, I just want to show you over here the next 72 in line, and the number 3, and we've also got number 5, which you will see has got a custom sky lounge up on the flybridge there. More about the 72 another time. We've focused on the 60 here. That's going to be a fantastic boat. Okay, Eric, here we are in your studio. You've been telling me today about the GranOcean yard being a semi-custom yard and how you customise the W60 and the W72 for your customers. Been really impressed with the attention to detail and the tooling that you use to show customers how their custom changes would work on the boat. Would you mind showing us a little?
Sure. So this is a software we use where we basically build the boat completely inside out in 3D, put in the water and see how it looks. So for example, when we're working out this 5-inch wings, we look at how the sun would look under the shaded area in the cockpit, and with this we can adjust the time of the day to see how the sun would fall along.
Fantastic.
See how that shading works. And then the next step, you can go inside to the interior of the boat and see how it looks in various angle, check the sight lines, make sure you got a good view everywhere you look.
Check the spacing works as well, I would imagine.
Right, you can see how the spacing will work. And in terms of customization, I can use this as an example. You can see that little printer unit inside the desk. So this is customly designed for the owner who wants a working desk on his boat. And that we have to make sure that space behind that cabinet can fit the printer unit that he uses. So this is the kind of details that we go in for each of our clients. So when they have a special request, we go into every little detail to make sure everything works the way it should be.
It works on the water.
Right.
Okay guys, whilst the shipyard's quiet, Eric's taken the opportunity to bring me underneath the hull on, this is 7205.
Yes.
There's a couple of things that I want to show you, and I think Eric's the right man to do it, in the design philosophy for this boat under here.
Right, so this is all about bridge deck currents. So on a cat, it's important to have a high bridge deck currents so that if you run into choppy waves, or also when the hulls meet together, that wave is going to build up a mountain right in the center. And if that bridge deck is not high enough, you're going to get slamming right under here. And that's going to be very annoying, and it's going to drag down the speed of your boat. So that's one thing that's very important. And the other is this hull, when we engage Howard, is meant to be a powerboat hull. So you can see the V shape throughout here. It's a V-shaped hull all the way to the front to the back. It's a good chance to look at on this particular boat. We have the tender lift there in the back installed, and at this the forward boat here, we have the fixed platform, which we don't have the tender lift. So you can see the comparison between the two.
Thanks, Eric. That V-shaped hull can't be understated. This is a powerboat designed to be a powerboat, not a sailing boat converted to be a powerboat. It makes a huge difference to the performance of the boat. Super important. Eric, thank you very much. That's been a really good couple of days. Fascinating. Congratulations on the boats. They are really spectacular.
Thank you.
Look forward to coming back and seeing you for the 72.
I see you then.
Thanks, man.
All right.